Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, the likes, comments, and subscriptions are always very much appreciated as they do help with the algorithm. Welcome back to another News I Missed, where I go over news I missed, because there's always a bajillion things happening in the cryptocurrency space, and I bring the extra stuff here to you in the video called News I Missed because it's news that I initially missed. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. The Union Bank of the Philippines is planning to offer Bitcoin and cryptocurrency trading and custody service to its customers according to a Bloomberg report. The move seeks to capitalize on the rampant adoption of such assets in the Asian nation, the report said, as the average investor in the country is expected to hold between 3 and 5% of their personal assets in cryptocurrencies in the next 5 years. Wow. Currently, these figures are around 1 to 2%. Cathay Casas, head of the bank's blockchain and application programming software interface group, told Bloomberg. Casas said the... What? Oh, that's what they said to Bloomberg. I was expecting a quote afterwards. Okay. Casa said, here it is. Casa said the new offerings represent a way to future-proof our banking business. Per the report, we are making efforts to educate our clients also via social media, making sure that they are safe. I don't know if this is the largest bank or what size of a bank this might be within the Philippines, but this is not the first and will not be the last time that we are hearing from a bank somewhere in the world who is going to be adopting cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, in some sort of form or fashion. I cannot understate how significant all of this is, that we have this rapid form of adoption that continues to happen more and more every single day, even if there is just a bank within a country who is accepting and or offering or has some type of a cryptocurrency trading custody service for Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. Just how far we've come as a digital community. That was a bit cheesy, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So yeah. The Union Bank of Philippines is going to be offering Bitcoin and trading services. It does not say when. Nope, doesn't say. I assume sometime this year they would not have made the announcement. I usually try to show you the actual articles from whence this information came. But Bloomberg is one of those websites, when I clicked on it, they ask you to pay for the news, and we all know that's not happening. Anyway, that's the Philippine Bank is going to offer Bitcoin trading services soon. Ooh. And yeah, I don't know why I did that. Without further ado, let's move on. Next up, United States cryptocurrency exchange Binance US, which operates separately from Binance, has officially opened its trading services to residents of Connecticut. Beginning on the 20th of January, that was a couple days ago, Connecticut residents can register to buy, sell, and trade digital assets such as Bitcoin and Ether on the Binance US platform. The company announced on Thursday, residents will also have access to the Binance US mobile app on Android and Apple devices. Binance US launched in 2019 because the United States has a problem with every single thing that they can't control. 44 states. Yeah, I was wondering. So when I saw the news and it said Connecticut, I was like, did Connecticut not have Bitcoin before? But apparently, alas, here we are. So what are the last 6 states? I'm going to just throw it up in the air. I'm going to assume New York is one of them. New York, Alaska, Hawaii. What are the other 3 then? Because it's always the exact same story every single time. Do you know why New York, Hawaii, Alaska, California, Connecticut, and 6th place always have different laws than everywhere else in a place called the United States? I wish I was actually half joking. It's like every single time that Coinbase would launch a new coin, they were like, hey, we launched Mega Batman coin, but you other 5 places, you still can't get it. You got to wait a couple more months for paperwork to be done. What extra paperwork? Why is just... Anyway, yeah, if you're in Connecticut and you like Binance US, well, boy, howdy, you can now get some BTC or some ETH into your pockets. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, Chief Executive Officer of Block, previously known as Square, his name is Jack Dorsey, will be speaking at the upcoming Bitcoin for Corporations conference alongside MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. The software intelligence firm announced on Thursday. MicroStrategy said the two Bitcoin bulls will kickstart the event with an in-depth conversation about the peer-to-peer monetary network on Tuesday, February 1st at noon Eastern Time. The session will be followed by a Bitcoin treasury discussion with MicroStrategy's president and CFO, Conley. If you have, and I mean, just try it once. I know it might not be the most exciting thing in the world. I think a lot of people find the cryptocurrency market to be fascinating, interesting, and or exciting. But listening to actual talks may not be your thing. But I need you to try at least once to watch this one at least, because you need to know exactly how intense Michael Saylor, almost said Johnny Lee, Jack Dorsey, and there's like two other people like really are about Bitcoin. If you hear and like kind of understand the money that's flowing around them and the initiatives that they're making, you kind of understand a little bit more why Bitcoin is currently still the number one coin. They said, we have gained a wealth of experience and expertise innovating our treasury strategy and evolving our corporate Bitcoin acquisition strategy. And we're pleased to be in a position to share our knowledge via this curated events for corporations looking to pursue similar strategies and bold initiatives. I don't know exactly when is the main Bitcoin conference. Like there's one every single year. This one is at the corporations conference, but there's normally one gigantic Bitcoin conference that takes place, and that's the one that we were told at the beginning of this year from the El Salvadorian president that there would be some like surprise news or something like that. So anyway, yeah. Are you surprised that Jack Dorsey is going to be speaking at a Bitcoin event? Probably not. I assume we'll hear some other new innovations and things launching, as Jack Dorsey mentioned before, that they wanted to launch a... Oh gosh, what was it? It was like a Bitcoin mining equipment thing for everyone. We'll see exactly how that works out because, you know, the hash rate keeps going up. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin. Oh, apparently it's a free conference. So, you know, free is always a nice word. And yeah, let's move on. Next up. The Britain Finance Ministry is planning an initiative to crack down on the hyped crypto advertisements in the country. Reasonably, the ministry mentioned that they want to do this because over 2.3 million people apparently hold crypto assets in Britain. But research suggests a huge decline in their understanding of crypto. Basically, this activity provoked the authority to suggest that citizens are into something that they do not really understand. Once again, this keeps happening over and over. Governments keep saying that people don't understand crypto. I one, think that they're not giving them enough credit. But two, this is also slightly true as people keep on jumping into really terrible coins. Three, am I on three? Probably on three. The other part is, these types of protections and this knowledge is not actually afforded to people in any other type of investment manner. Once again, people are still not told the exact things that happen to you if you buy a house or if you get into a mortgage. It's usually, no, sign here, sign there. Yeah, okay. And then that one, cool. You're in debt for us for the next 30 years of your life. Like, things are never actually explained. Things aren't explained when you open up a brokerage account and you buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. This happens all the time. Bringing it on back. I just thought I'd throw that in there for the 18th time this month because this is now the third country who has now announced they're going to be scaling back and or halting anyone from being able to make crypto advertisements in the country. The most recent one that we had was Singapore. It was Singapore. And before that, I don't remember who it actually was. But the UK, listen, if we can be completely honest, as far as I know from my friends in the UK and from all the crypto British news I've been reading, they're so desperate to try and follow the United States when it comes to regulation. And it's just kind of sad, actually. Instead of actually making sure that they're at the forefront of this entire technology, I was going to say something, but you understand what I'm saying. So cool. Wonderful. I know that at least people still have access to crypto, and I don't assume that, what do you call it? People are going to stop buying because they see the ads or stopping the ads around London. Anyway, that was quite popular news over the course of the week. There are many countries who are doing this. I think it's just another way for them to try to gain control over a situation that they simply have no control over. I'm saying that in the nicest way, just meaning because it's decentralized and didn't actually control the protocols. Anyway, that's the UK tightening rules on advertisements news. Alrighty, let's move on. Next up, here's an actual news story. After rebelling against Block One, the developer of EOSIO, an open source blockchain software, the EOS community is once again teaming up with Dan Larimer, the former chief technology officer of Block One, as they're preparing for the shortest path to EOS independence. For those of you who were not here for the last 4 years, 5 years, wow, time flies. EOS was touted as the end all to Ethereum. You know, I always tell you there's always 5 coins every year that are going to be the next Ethereum, and none of them ever actually make it. This is why Ethereum is so popular, because it's still the test of time. However, EOS had an immense amount of funding. I think Ethereum's ICO raised, 14 million, and a couple of other coins raised, 22 million, 128 million. EOS raised $4 billion. And since then, has done jack squat with the money that they received, or so we've been told through articles. I am not a part of that community explicitly. I do not hold the money in my hand. I'm simply going by what I've been reading over the last 5 years in a number of articles. So, 2 months ago, the EOS community, as this is a decentralized blockchain, figured out that the original creators of the coin were actually getting money from, receiving money from the protocol, the blockchain in some sort of way. And the entire community came together and basically blocked them from getting any more of their money. I guess as an incentive, and also a finger that rests in the middle of a hand to say, hey, start doing something that you have not been doing. And since then, there's been discussions of actually what do we do now? Where does EOS actually go from here? So apparently, one of the head creators of the original project is now back on the project, and he says he wants to completely revamp and revitalize and basically fulfill everything that was promised back in 2017. Crazy, right? Taking over, go away. There we go. It says taking over the EOSIO code base is a top priority for the EOS Network Foundation, now called the ENF. Said Yves LaRose, fancy name, CEO of ENF. They said partnering with Larimer, the original architect of the EOS software, was a natural first step in accomplishing this goal. Per the CEO, since resigning from Block One a year ago, Larimer and his team of engineers at Clarion OS have remained as active key members of the EOS community. They say with the team and the rest of the EOSIO family, we will put an end to the technical stagnation that EOS has suffered under Block One's leadership. Wow. Even after leaving Block One in late 2020, Larimer continued his contributions to the network after allegedly sharing the ENF's views about abandonment and mismanagement of the EOS network. EOS was, you don't understand what EOS was. EOS was the hope and the dream. It was this idea that not only could they have more transactions per second, they had a whole bunch of partnerships lined up in back of them. They had a whole bunch of other things going. With $4 billion, they were going to be able to do amazing things. There were projections that we were going to have airdrops every single day on top of the EOS network. Therefore, the more EOS you held, the more of an airdrop that you would actually get. So therefore, everyone was gobbling up as much EOS as they possibly could in anticipation of all this. And then nothing ended up happening. So this was, as you might have imagined, one of the most popular news stories of the day. I would love if something actually happened with EOS. How amazing would that be if we had an actual... I keep hitting the microphone. There we go. If something actually took place with this blockchain, because I feel like... Because after having... Usually what happens is is that when a new coin is coming out or a new chain has been released, we usually have like an audit, if you will, of other developers in the cryptocurrency space who look at the code, look at the chain, look at these transactions, and they can kind of say, oh, this is not too bad, or this is absolutely terrible. Who made this? And EOS, kind of across the board, got relative thumbs up. A lot of people didn't like it because it was the competitor to Ethereum. But if it's actually able to do all those things that they were talking about before, have more throughput, more transactions per second, and you can actually build other things on top of it, this would be kind of great. But we've had promises before. Many promises since 2017. That is a very long amount of time. So let's see if they actually end up doing something. I think realistically, by the end of this year, I know it's a bit of a stretch. I was going to say May or April, but we know nothing happens that quickly in the cryptocurrency space. By the end of this year, we should have a very clear idea if people are using their smart contracts, if they have an NFT platform, if people are building coins on top of them, if the airdrops have returned, if they have an NFT marketplace, if they have a decentralized exchange, a fair amount of things on the network. But once again, we've also been promised a lot of those things over the last 5 years. So maybe Mr. Larimer can actually do something. Anyway, that's the maybe news. And yeah, let's move on. And to finish things off, the US dollar coin, or USDC, has surpassed Tether in terms of total supply on the Ethereum network, meaning that there are more USDC on top of Ethereum than there are Tether. This was one of the most popular news stories of the last couple of days. Once again, news I missed. It's not extremely relevant for the normal crypto news, but you understand. And I couldn't figure out why, but then I kind of got it. And I'll explain to you in a couple of seconds why this is even news in general. The total supply of USDC on Ethereum is now more than that of Tether. According to Etherscan, USDC has a total supply of $40 billion, while Tether's current supply stands at $39 billion. However, in terms of transfers, Tether appears to be a clear winner. The latest stats reveal that Tether has witnessed a total transfer volume of it says Tether has carved a niche since its very inception. Despite the emergence of several stablecoins, it continues to enjoy a position as market leader even today. Tether holds the lion's share of stablecoins in circulation. A lot of people don't like Tether for whatever reason. I'll give you like a little bit of the actual backstory. In 2007, the end of 2016, I think, Tether emerged as a stablecoin. No one was using it. 2017, the cryptocurrency market began to move. Everyone's like, hey, we need to find a safe place to be able to put our money into should the market be going down. Bam, Tether. Everyone's using Tether. At some point, tons of Tether keeps entering the market. Like you can see, the actual market cap continues to expand. No one knows where it's coming from. And eventually, people started writing articles that apparently, allegedly, Tether was actually simply printing their own Tether to be able to actually buy up extra Bitcoin. Therefore, this is why the market was moving. None of that was ever substantiated, especially as Tether got so big. They were in the billions of dollars, and the SEC, the CFTC, I don't think the DOJ, but someone else definitely was looking into it internally as well. They had 4 different audits, 2 of them which looked a little kind of weird, but even the most recent audit basically showed that Tether does hold assets that equal out to the amount of Tether that they were actually putting out there. People assumed that they simply had a bank vault full of US dollars, and therefore that was all the Tether that they could create. But apparently it has to do with other assets. What other assets? It could be gold, silver, houses, stocks, you name it, kind of all over the place. So since then, the same exact thing in 2017, where people out of nowhere began to hate Ripple because they heard from somebody else that Ripple was doing blah, 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 which also never actually even came true. Besides the point, people started hating on Tether for the exact same reason. It's very easy, and I don't know how people get, I was going to say brainwashed, but crypto washed, I don't know, so easily in the space. If someone makes one negative article about something and enough people believe it, it just spreads like wildfire. Anyway, so there were, if you even care to, I don't know, look up like more USDC on Ethereum than Tether. You'll find all the articles. There were hundreds of articles discussing this, and nearly all of them had the same exact viewpoint that, Tether's quite controversial, and therefore we need to make sure that there's more USDC coin. And it's like, no, there's a reason why Tether's on every single cryptocurrency exchange. You know how long regulators have not even breathing down the necks of the cryptocurrency space. Like they're basically like inside of their shirts at this point, just like breathing directly on their eyeballs. I'm pretty sure at this point, especially as Tether is centralized, and we know that they are a company and I believe have like physical locations, I'm pretty sure regulators have already looked into and or would have shut down Tether's operations if something really nefarious was actually going on. So yeah, this was really popular news over the course of the week. I saw like the first 5 articles and I was like, okay, everywhere I scrolled for days, people were talking about this. And it's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's the Tether news. It's Tether. I don't know what else to tell people. Do you have like, is there now like a thing in the crypto space where people have like a favorite stable coin? Is that a thing now? Like where people are, anyway, the space is so weird. Like, and it never gets like normal. It just gets weirder and weirder. Like, anyway, is it not gonna, there we go. I was like, is it not gonna load? Anyway, yeah, I do hope that you've all enjoyed. That's a lot of transactions. Wow. I do hope that you all have been having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, supporting, and listening to me rant about ridiculousness within the cryptocurrency space. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.